Hey guys, what is going on? Vitaly Dubinis here, founder of Bitcoin's Walls Club, and today in this crypto show, I want to share with you the state of the market as I see it right now. What is going on? Everybody is super excited and exuberant, even I would say, about the recent move of Bitcoin of up $1,000 and happened fairly quickly. Will this move sustain itself? Is the bear market over or not? This is the topic that is being discussed among the community, among the people across the world, like what's going on with Bitcoin and crypto, where we're headed next, and this is what I want to discuss with you as well. We'll move into, we'll look at some technical analysis for Bitcoin and see what we are seeing in the charts, as well as discuss some of the latest news as it relates to Bitcoin. So currently, right now, we are significantly higher than it was before at the bottom. Which is right now $175 billion market cap, which is much more positive than it was before. Bitcoin is trading at $5,000, around that. No change since yesterday. We're kind of floating in this area right now. Ethereum slightly up 1.55%. Ripple is making moves 6%. Ripple is a very strong project. So let's see what is going on with Bitcoin. We are definitely, if we're taking a look at a little bit further on the daily charts, we've seen the crypto bear market started way in December 2017. Then we kept making lower highs. Finally, in mid-November, we broke down fairly severely and then fell to $3,100. And then from that point, we slightly made our way up, and we touched several times this line, $4,200, and then finally we broke through it like a couple days ago in the beginning of April with this huge move of $1,000, and it happened in about 1 hour, this move, and so far we are sustaining itself. But you need to also keep in mind that a move like this, of this magnitude, and you can see the volume here, very high volume, the kind of volume that have not been seen for quite some time, and the RSI is way overbought right now, about 88%. It's still possible that we are going to have, at least in the short term, some pullback, that we're going to see some pullback before we are going to continue marching for the next level up. Okay, so we're still in the bear market as far as I'm concerned, as until we are, you know, not trading above the $6,000, and certainly not above $5,500 that started this mid-November market crash. So we're still not there yet, but it's definitely positive signs of what we are seeing. You can see this positive upward sloping support line that is being developed right here. Put it like this, right there. Okay, so we might continue trading along this pattern over here, okay, and fall down a little bit, and so basically bounce back of this support line. If we're not going to hold this support trend line and we're going to break below that, then there is a chance we're going to go lower as well, and this was just another big pump. But you know, more chances are, and we're going to discuss some fundamentals and what we are seeing fundamentally for Bitcoin from adoption standpoint and from the user base, and why experts say that Bitcoin is undervalued right now, and we are reaching towards this $6,000 and above, and officially ending the bear market fundamentally. But you know, currently everything can happen in the shorter term. We can pull back. We are way overbought right now on the RSI, so we can pull back a little bit for Bitcoin and then continue marching forward. Okay, so we'll be looking very closely. Since this move for Bitcoin, we are seeing much more searches for Bitcoin in the last, let's say in the last 30 days. You can see the surge that happened right around April from the searches for Bitcoin. way higher than it used to be. And fundamentally, if we're looking on the bigger picture, let's discuss some of the stuff. So one of the big things I was telling you about a lot of times is this event of Bitcoin halving. And this Bitcoin halving is a huge, massive lead for Bitcoin price to go up. You know, some experts say $55,000 for Bitcoin. That can possibly be the case when the Bitcoin halving is going to happen. So what is this Bitcoin halving? It's essentially in the mid 2020, in about a year and a couple months from now, we are going to see the miners getting twice as less rewards for Bitcoin mining than they're having right now, from 12.5 Bitcoin per block solved to 6.225 Bitcoin per block sold. So what does it tell you? That Bitcoin is a scarce asset, okay? And this historically, every time the Bitcoin halved, it was followed by a surge in price. There is something that is a ratio that is called a stock and flow ratio. And if you compare Bitcoin to gold and silver, you can see that the stock is the side of the existing stockpiles or reserves. Flow is the yearly production. With this, we can determine supply growth. For gold, it's about 1.6%. For silver, 4.5%. As of now, Bitcoin supply growth is close to silver. However, after the next halving, it will be better than gold. Okay, so we are moving very rapidly in the next coming months towards more scarcity in Bitcoin than it is in gold. The existing stockpiles of Bitcoin in 2017 were around 25 times larger than the new coins produced in 2017. But around the year 2022, Bitcoin stock to flow ratio will overtake that of gold. So great times are ahead of us. And Bitcoin is just for that reason, you know, because economically it's very hard money. It's limited in the amount it can be produced. It's hard to produce. You cannot just randomly go and produce Bitcoin as much as you want, just like gold, and it's just going to get better and more valuable from here. Okay, so pay attention to this event that will happen in May 2020. Okay, this halving event, and we're already starting to see signs of that. You know, about a year before it actually occurs. Okay, another key Bitcoin indicator that signals that it can surge to 13,500, a price level that was not seen since January 15th, 2018, is that Bitcoin is trading right now above the 200 daily moving average. Okay, this is an important metric in trading. If you cross the line with the last 200 days and the average of the last 200 days. So we are right now finally broke above the 200 daily moving average, which is a very positive sign for Bitcoin and for the trend that we are currently at, which is a bullish trend. And the patterns for this current market are very similar to what we've been seeing in 2014 and 2015, followed by the 2 years of the bull run of 2016 and 17. So very similar patterns, and if the history is going to repeat itself, you know, we can see some drastic moves towards July, okay, towards July 2019. Of course, it's speculation at this point, but you know, history tends to repeat itself. And Bitcoin, as it nosedived and it had its own bear market, you know, it always climbed back higher than it was before. So again, it's a great time. If you were one of those people who accumulated Bitcoin during this time, then kudos to you. And if you didn't sell right here at the bottoms, kudos to you. Okay, very good job. And again, this kind of volatility, if you are a trader it's great for trading. It can potentially do for you some life-changing moves, especially if you apply leverage to it, right? You know, a move like this of 10%, 20%, if you do some leverage to it, it can be 100, 200% moves, like doubling or tripling your money, right? That you put on the line on the trading. But again, it's not a financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do and how to trade, what to do with your Bitcoin. I'm just sharing with you what I'm seeing on the markets and how I'm seeing the trends that they are developing. According to Tom Lee from the Fundstrat, Bitcoin is still undervalued at a staggering 64%. Tom Lee values Bitcoin at approximately $14,000, and he looks at different indicators, like for example, the amount of users that are using Bitcoin, you know, the network, the miners. He takes control, different factors for that, and the BTC mining break-even price, which is currently at $5,000 and $6,000, and around $6,000 now. So Bitcoin is still undervalued, a lot undervalued right now, and we are about to have some big things happen to crypto, especially when we're facing $243 trillion global debt. You know, that's a huge global debt, and a large portion of it is US debt, which on papers officially it's about $68 trillion, but unofficially it's much more. Okay, we're seeing activities like Russians are buying $8.6 billion in Bitcoin in fear of the US sanctions. So think about that. You know, why would they buy $8.6 billion worth of Bitcoin? Because with Bitcoin, you can move funds. You can move funds around the world, okay, very easily without any sanctions and stuff like that. Okay, so that might not directly cause, of course, the spike for Bitcoin. It might happen over the counter and you know, these big transactions like this, but it should tell you how valuable Bitcoin is and how much money is being pulled and invested into Bitcoin. There are a lot of money moving into Bitcoin, and of course we have the backed that is still coming, the ETF, which will come into play at some point. I don't know when. Obviously not very soon, but maybe this year possibly, but it's going to happen. Okay, ETF is coming at some point in the future, I believe, and a lot of experts agree on that, which is a positive sign. Fidelity, a giant trillion-dollar company with their custody solutions, preparing for institutional money to come in. I mean, all of this comes together, and I believe it will create big year. If not this year, will be huge major. Next year, with the Bitcoin halving, it's going to take Bitcoin to the moon and much higher than it was before at $20,000. Okay, you'll be looking back at Bitcoin at $20,000 at some point in the future and saying, hey, you know, I was afraid it was never going to get into this point again, and here we are trading at above $20,000. Mark my words, it's going to happen at some point in the future. So you're good here inside Bitcoin's Wealth Club, accumulating Bitcoin, accumulating crypto, learning how to trade. We have weekly classes teaching you how to trade cryptocurrency, how to do it on Binance, for example, on those exchanges, and how to buy crypto. We have trading signals that are coming every single day that you can take advantage of. Anything and everything is available to you. You just need to plug in, pay attention, learn, and take massive action. Take massive action and start creating a beautiful future for yourself and grow your wealth in Bitcoin. This is what we're all about. So looking forward for an amazing year, 2019, and for Bitcoin, for crypto markets to get to a point where they should be, where we left. And I'll see you guys in the next